Or my boy.
Below?
I don't even know which episode this is.
I don't even know, but it's a first one of the year.
First one of the year. Yes, sir.
Fucking
Back then.
Advent calendar podcast. Let's
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Advent calendar.
Yeah, bro.
That's
All right.
I say Advent. I'm say Advent calendar. You just say no, you dumbass. It's a amateur culture, like something like that.
No, Thomas. It's
Yeah,
something culture.
something culture. Oh,
It's adventure culture.
you can tell. That's how you know. That's how you know this episode's like not even scripted.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
Yeah, no, we're just fucking spitballing.
Yeah.
Freestyling.
We're actually at our place for once.
It is.
Yeah.
So you guys can see what the situation we live in. It's pretty good. I like it. It's better than back home.
Yeah, it's high.
Yeah, just because I
Better
have
than
my-
China.
better than no back home in Newmarket. I'm from Newmarket, sir. But yeah, back home in China it'd be a lot better.
All right.
But you know what?
Quick flex. Okay.
Yeah, but still, nowhere's gonna be as good
Asshole.
without you here,
Oh, my God.
Santi.
All right. Skip the roomy jokes for other day.
Yeah. Okay, let's get it started. So today let's talk about some fun stuff we see in business.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to start off with a couple of fun facts that we both searched up?
We all both search up. Well, for one thing, you can make $240 million out of thin air, because that's exactly how the Rockefeller did it. The original Rockefeller guy, I forgot his name. But essentially, what he did is
It was Leo Rockefeller.
It was Leo. I hope so. Don't expose me. But what he did now is highly illegal. So don't do it. But basically, what he did was that he bought a company for for a certain amount, which I don't know the exact numbers of.
Yeah.
However, he told the original owner to not cash in that check, and he established another company and then bought out the first company using a check for $240 million more than what he paid for. So with this company and with this transfer info recorded, he went to the stock exchange and then listed his company. And when valuations came through, because his company is now worth X amount plus 240 million, they listed his company for $240 million more.
Yes.
So, and then they cash out the check, but by doing so, he essentially made $240 million out of thin air, like a magician. Just
Cheers.
so it was, yeah. So it's highly illegal. You shouldn't do it now because of him. Rules exist because somebody did it first.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I wish I was the first one to do that.
I could be the first one to do a lot of things. That's how I want my legacy to go. I want to have a legacy where somebody makes a rule.
Out of you.
Yeah, out of some stuff I do, which is
That's funny.
honestly not that far apart,
Yeah.
not that unreachable.
All right.
What about you, Santi?
Bro, I got the fact of the day, but I have it on my phone.
Okay.
Brother, what's up with this? In 1989, Pepsi Cola Inc., the maker of Pepsi, acquired 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer from the Soviet Union. Bro, this deal, so they were basically trading Pepsi Cola with the Soviet Union, and then in exchange, I think they were getting vodka from Russia.
For what? Yeah.
And to sweeten the deal one time, they basically got all this stuff from Russia that they were like getting rid of their military equipment, bro. And just this transaction made Pepsi for a briefly amount of time to possess the 6th largest fleet in the world, bro.
Oof.
Like, imagine you're going to war and then it's like, I don't know, Russia, United States,
Yeah.
China, and Pepsi.
So what color is Coca-Cola submarine?
Dude, they don't have
a submarine?
they don't have submarines. Not that I know of, to be honest. But yeah, that was a very interesting fun fact. Shout out to
Get the Coca-Cola.
foreign policy and a couple of TikToks that I watched on it.
Oh yeah. I mean, Coca-Cola should have some submarine. How do they transport the Coca-Cola from Mexico to here? Like the good Mexican Coca-Colas that's still made with real cane sugar.
I don't know.
Same way you got here.
Same way I got here. Yeah, true. By airplane.
by airplane and legitimate transporting methods.
Exactly. Yeah.
Importation and exportation, which is something very interesting. Like because you see like tariffs of transporting goods here, which is something that I think a lot of business owners have to keep in mind of, especially ones that's dealing in distribution and selling goods. For example, in taking my example, right? If you want to move, say, 140 kilos of sweater, which is surprisingly 140 sweaters, each one of them like weighted a kilo each. But like them coming in, because it was such a large order, that I back then was very naive and didn't do the proper due diligence to look into how much tariffs will be, and then as a result I paid around $2,000 I think in tariffs, just in taxes, customs fee, and that really cut into my profit because when you're ordering, I forgot to adjust the tariffs into the cost.
Oh yeah.
That I should be quoting to the buyer, and as a result, that's $2,000 away from my profit.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, and that's something that I think every business owner has to kind of adjust for, especially considering you might be getting your stuff from one country, such as somewhere in Asia, and you might get a part of your product from another country, such as like a European Union country, which has a different whole trade and regulation system behind it. So all of those tariffs will be different.
Oh yeah. Did you by context, that's when you used to sell some clothes.
By what I used to sell sweaters, yeah.
So, and did you bring it by ship or did you bring it by airplane?
Oh, that's a really good point too, because airplane
super expensive.
Super expensive.
Well, next time maybe get Pepsi Cola to ship your stuff.
Yeah. No, it's gonna take. I did it by ship. I think it took roughly 4 to 5 weeks.
Damn.
To ship it, which my client was not happy.
Yeah, that was no Amazon.
Yeah, no, it was basically that. Then ship, because loading time to load the docks, they have to because you're ordering not a full container's worth of stuff.
Oh yeah, they have to pile it up with other stuff.
So you have to wait until this container's filled for it to go on a ship. And after it goes on a ship, you have to wait for this container to basically sit in the shipyard in Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
And wait for them to unload it. And after they unloaded it, it has to be transported here by train. And when I did that, it was the train strike in BC.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so another week.
Yeah, that was bad timing,
very bad timing, yeah.
Well, for future endeavors,
go back.
Well, it would cut way more on your profits, but for future, just hire a company that they specialize.
Hire a logistics
company, yeah.
Do you have any experience in that?
I do. Well, my dad, he had an imports and exports company in Colombia, actually. And he did use a company because he was manufacturing in China. And then they would like ship it, but same thing, because he wasn't getting like big, like 3 containers full of stuff. He was just getting like half a container of stuff. Like this company would make sure to fill it up, everything, and then they would basically tell you like, okay, send the payment, for example, to the factory, or the shipment is on the way, like be ready to just get it, So one of those companies that are a little bit of a mediator, but they work very well. So, maybe, because if you do it by yourself, if you know how to do it, you'll for sure cut some costs. But if you don't, that's going to be like a big expense of yours, because even just time, you might just miss a paper that you got to go back again. Maybe you have to pay fines for not having certain permits and stuff. So yeah, you always gotta watch out for that.
But that's one thing I worry about, actually, because you introduce another party into this whole transaction, which just means another gear in the mechanism that can fail.
Yeah. But a lot of these companies are actually, that's what they do. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So most of the times you're actually better off just handing that part of your transaction or of your business to these companies that they will just do it good for you. So I'd say sometimes it's better for you to spend a little more money in saving your own time, and also, well, you got other things to worry about. You know what I mean? If in the case of your company, if you're selling sweaters, maybe you're more of a designer, maybe you're more of a marketer, right? What are you doing getting involved into like international trade? You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's good to know, but brother, just focus on your strengths a lot of the times, and then outsource a little bit of the things that you don't know.
The stuff you can't do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I think that's good advice for a lot of people starting up, because like guys and girls, they start up doing all sorts of business, and they hear from all these gurus from online to, go on Alibaba, buy them for cheap, sell them on Amazon, sell them drop ship, all of the stuff like that. But then they don't realize those methods are outdated and they don't work anymore. So when they try to adapt into a new business model, they get stuck and they have to now worry about shipping themselves.
Oh yeah.
Because before it was handled by the company and the platform they're using, but now they have to really go down and tell them like, hey, I have like 7 boxes, each 50 kilos. How am I gonna move this into the docks and onto the ship?
Yeah, and I mean, if some guru is selling you a course for drop shipping of something, is because he already made a lot of money with drop shipping, and now he's just giving out the rest of the people, like, but once the market is already saturated, why would you give the keys of your empire? Like, there's just no,
it
just doesn't make sense,
But basically, buy the drop shipping courses from me.
So we're actually gonna start
we're actually gonna like charge you $5,000 for every minute.
For our 2 viewers. We're actually gonna sell them our course.
So those 2 viewers have your money ready for us.
Oh yeah, how to survive in Waterloo.
Yeah, just don't pay your tuition. It's okay. It's not that cold. Only -14 right now.
Holy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Leo, I wanted to ask you, like, for this new year, have you thought about your goals? Have you thought about how to put yourself in the right track so you can actually accomplish what you want this year?
Yeah, so this year, one of the biggest themes surrounding my goals is how to not be lazy, how to stop not hyper fixating, but how to stop doing stuff that just doesn't contribute to your goals.
Because I've noticed that you're not a procrastinator.
Oh no, I am a procrastinator.
But I've never seen you like steal, brother. But at the same time, that's another way of procrastinating. That you're using things that are not what you need to be doing as distraction. So you might look busy, but you're not doing what you really have.
Not doing anything of meaning.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can be like, shit, you're on your phone, you're on your computer for hours at a time typing away, but what are you actually doing? You're messaging people, you're writing crappy jokes, which is what I do. You're writing crappy jokes, and
I had no idea you were a comedian.
No, I'm a bad one. That's the thing.
Stand-up comedian.
That's the problem. No, I'm a sit-down comedian because I'm not good enough to stand up for it.
And there we have it.
And there you have it. But doing stuff like that, I want to avoid doing stuff like that. I want to avoid spending so much time on my phone.
Yeah.
Watching shows, watching TV, when I'm not using it to relax. I'm just using it to push.
Like waste time. Yeah.
Because I don't want to do it, so I'm pushing it away by watching shows, which is making me more anxious, more stressed. The more I do it.
Can I give you a piece of advice? I had that same problem before. I still do. Like, sometimes I fall off and stuff. But for me, what was very important is that I don't fully recommend to-do lists, because a lot of people feel bad when they don't get to do something. In my case, I'm like, fuck it, like I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff on my to-do list, and then if I'm not able to complete 2, 3, like it's fine. I know I did most of it. But anyway, like something that is very helpful, either if you like to-do lists or not, is to every single night before you go to sleep, just write down 4 things or even 3 things or even one fucking thing that that will like be like the most important thing you would do in your day. You know, in my case, a lot of times I have like a project for school, or I have to, I don't know, create a flyer for my business. You know, it's those things that you know that they won't take you even that long sometimes.
Yeah.
But you just procrastinate, and a lot of times you start doing that's something I used to do. I would start to do like smaller tasks, things that I needed to do before that one, right? And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna warm up, you know? You know, I'm warming up, and then when I came to that thing, I would always just leave it for the next day, this and that. And then what I started doing is that I put these 4 things or 3 things, and then those are 3 things that I'm gonna do before I do anything else during my day. And I know sometimes it's hard because you have school, you have this and that, you know, you might just want to wake up, take a shower and run to class. But you might have one of those days that you don't have nothing in the morning or something. And even, okay, let's say even if you have class, something that I make myself do is that before I do those 3 things, I don't check social media. I don't check, you know, like the actual distractions. Like I might go to class, I might still do that, but I'm not gonna be wasting time until I finish those things, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, anyway, so try to do that, and then you'll see, because your mind will probably be craving social media, watching shows, this and that.
The thing is,
Then it will get push you.
Like, I think this is for a lot of people out there too. It's not really about following the list, but more so about starting the list.
Oh, okay.
Starting that thing, because right now, right, like it's cold, it's snowing outside, it's, you know, like we don't have a lot of work right now, at least in this time of the year when
first week
university students first, you know, like portion of your semester.
High school kids are dying right now.
High school kids are, basically. But I mean, that's all of them. Like, damn, if I can go back to high school, would I do it? No. But people are. It's just about getting starting, finding the motivation to start. Because I think that there are 3 or 4 categories of people. People that can, you know, start but not finish. People that can finish the last portion, but they have a hard time, like,
starting.
No, not even have a hard time starting. That's like the third category of people, but they have a hard time doing through the, you know, the first 75%. The second category, first 75%, but the last 25% they can do. There's people like me who have a hard time starting it. So like telling myself to sit down with the laptop, start writing. That's like the hard thing for me. The third category of people. And then there's the 4th category of people who, you know, can just basically go for it. Who's like, if I don't start this right now, I'm going to be so stressed.
Oh yeah. There's people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That actually blew my mind. We have a couple people in our program of friends that they get so stressed out about deadlines and stuff that they just start things so quick early, and they finish them super early. Yeah, that's definitely not me. So, but that's why I have to push myself. But the strategy that I'm telling you, okay, even if you just write one thing, you know, okay, writing one thing won't be that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you go to sleep, just put it, and then while you're sleeping, you're probably like thinking of ways you're gonna end up like solving that problem or doing that the next day. But yeah, that's something that could be that you may be able to use, but it's a good goal, you know, to set your priorities straight and waste less time, be more be more
productive.
Yeah, and more than productive. What's the word? Uh, I forgot. Well, my ESL.
It's okay. We're both yes out here. I mean, they can tell. Our viewers can tell by us that
Oh yeah,
English isn't our first language.
yeah. Fuck, I really forgot the word.
Yeah.
Anyway, intentional. Be more
Yeah,
intentional
intentional
with your time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in my case, sometimes I knew that when I was, procrastinating and losing focus with the things that I needed to do, sometimes I would rather do. So what I was doing with my list is like, I'm gonna do the amount of things that I needed to do before 2 p.m.
Yeah.
After that, I'm gonna say fuck all, and I'm actually gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah.
You know, like if I want to sit down and watch 3 hours of a show, now I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Because I was able to do my things.
Yeah.
Exactly, my important things. You know, I'm not gonna keep all day just like battling with myself and hitting myself hard because like, oh my god, like I still haven't done that. I still haven't done that. I'm doing a bunch of bullshit things in my list that they don't matter. You know, so that's just like a strategy that I suggest, but.
I think there's a fifth kind of people.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about this, the fifth kind is that they start early and they are so worried about the final product that they take way too long and overthink the thing all the way till the deadline.
Oh, yeah.
And then they submitted it. And then they submit this thing, which, could be super beautiful, could be super well. But in this whole process of them being stressful about it for this whole entire duration, that by the time that the next project comes along, they are burnt out.
Oh yeah,
they are way too tired to do with this. Need the next one.
That's true. Well, sometimes better to do something halfway.
Yeah, no. Sometimes it's a marathon.
Oh yeah,
not a sprint.
Yeah, that's true.
But what about you, Sandy? What's your New Year resolution
for goals? Oh man, well, I want to graduate.
Yeah.
But no, I have a couple of things that I'm working on. I guess one of my most important aspects. Well, let me actually check my list of goals.
He has a list.
Every year.
Everything is a list.
Yeah, and to be honest, it has been one of the best things I've done because I always go back and check kind of like the previous years and stuff like that. And to be fair, like I don't do like a crazy big amount of goals. This year I kind of did, but it would usually be like one list for everything, like personal work, like, and when I was checking the history, every single year I would do mostly everything except for like maybe 2 or 3 items. And those 3 items would be passed to the next year. And then in that year, I would most likely get them done as well. You know what I mean? So it's good to keep track of those things so you can see your history on how you're doing.
So am I on your good list or your naughty list?
Sorry, you're my naughty list, my boy.
I knew it. I just knew it.
But yeah, I have, for example, my sleep schedule, I do want to work on it. Well, yesterday I went to sleep at like 12:30. I know. That's been like the first time in like fucking months.
I don't know, because I passed out like way too early.
No, it takes me time to fall asleep, so I have to have like a routine, like a sleep routine and this and that. Yeah, but this year I broke it into business goals, side hustles, this podcast, and then for personal goals, I want to read 1 book a month, which I've been doing kinda like maybe one every 2. Honestly, just being lazy, like you can take down 10 pages a day, and you can read like 1 book a month in that way.
300-page book.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's quick with it.
Yeah.
And then I have like things with like health. I think this year I do wanna focus on my finances, and my finances, like my health, because I've noticed that sometimes, especially when you're starting a company or doing that, you focus too much on the business, and you focus on like being innovative, creating something, but then you don't really look at the finances. You don't look at the, and sometimes I feel like when you start something, a lot of the times you're mostly in offense, right? Like you're trying to attack the market, you're trying to gain something.
But you're not
where
understanding it.
you're not fully understanding, and sometimes you lack that defensive aspect, right? Which is cutting costs, as we talked with your previous business. And this past year, I actually went through a little bit of a defensive period of my life. I started like cutting on subscriptions that I wasn't using. My eating, like stop like buying that much food outside, things like that. And then towards the very end of the year, I did the opposite. I did offensive, but at that point, I had the knowledge of the defense, so I kind of like did a mix, which was very, very good for me because I was able to cut costs on a lot of things and at the same time gain more money, which means more,
Hey, Matthias, like literally, where was this? Like 2 days ago. Literally 2 days ago, we were doing a project. Like shout out Matthias Mabrat. Like a previous guest on our podcast. We were doing the capstone project, which is a project to solve like an issue in our program. And when we were doing this project, he was like to me, he was like, Leo, you gotta stop thinking about how you can deliver a product. You gotta stop thinking about how you can market, how you can sell this product, about like what product it's going to be. And you gotta spend more time thinking about the issue that, that's happening and how to solve this issue and understanding how this issue affects people or like affects yourself.
Right. Really, really understand what you're getting into and what you're doing. Yeah, that's for sure one thing that I got better about myself. I don't consider myself good in research, and I don't enjoy research.
Like,
you know what I mean? I usually just like eyeball it. I'm like, I think this is something that would work, and then I start working on it. But I remember one of my advisors, he said recently that the more you spend time on market research and all these things, the less money you're gonna waste on the long run. Because you really understand your target demographic, your market, and then you can actually move forward knowing what you're doing. You're not eyeballing it. You actually have like certainties, and of course there's like risk and stuff, but you're mitigating risk. You're in a defensive mode, but at the same time, that will get you ready to do offensive. So I think that's a little bit of what I'm trying to do. Just be able to like cut on things that are just like not adding for my life, and then as well as maybe going for things that I know that I want in my life. So yeah, I think it's gonna be like a little bit of that for myself this year, and for sure the sleep schedule. And I start getting into vitamins. Now I'm getting vitamin D. Okay, don't say that joke.
Are we gonna start a vitamin company?
Oh, dude, there's so many of them right now.
I know there are. Don't start a vitamin company.
Yeah.
Do not. Yeah.
But I mean, interestingly enough, I don't know if you've seen the company that started selling creatine for targeting mostly girls.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That they're selling basically the same creatine that everybody's drinking, but they just put like a pink package on it and then sell it for like 3 times the cost.
No, they put the pink package on it, but they market it as something that's gonna give
like
you a booty. Right?
Yeah. And that's true. And then the only ingredient is creatine. Yeah. Well, that's knowing your demographic, your target. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. And for sure for the podcast itself, I do wanna get it a little bit bigger. Get some more subscribers.
You're like the booty. Yeah.
I have to start taking some creatine to grow this podcast.
We're gonna have some digital marketing creatine coming our way. But that reminds me, it's a very good. It's a marketing tactic, right? Knowing, or like it's about again stemming into what we talked about previously, like knowing what the issue is and knowing what like they want, what people want first, rather than offering a product thinking that they're gonna want it.
Yeah, and also knowing in a deeper level, because
understanding.
Because when they, I'm pretty sure when they went into looking at the girls market and looking at why they weren't taking creatine, a lot of the things was like, they didn't want to get bulky. They didn't want to this and that, but they did want to increase their butt volume. So just touching on those
what brand is, by the way,
dude,
ask for a friend. Ask for a friend.
Your booty bigger, bro, or Maybe. All right. And no judgment around here.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm flat. I have some, assets, but all those assets right now are in the bank.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, I honestly don't remember the name of the company. I just read a study about it, but that was pretty cool. Same with like the one of the companies that sell non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
What it's like. It's crazy to see these brands because once you read about it, you're like, damn, like they're smart about it. But in most of the time, it's because they really knew their demographic.
We even talked about this in class the other day. It's about rebranding it or the term I want to use is kind of to redirect.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're getting to know your customer demographic, you want to know their jobs, which is what they want to achieve, what they want, right? You want to know their desires, right? You want to know their how's it called, their pains and what they want to gain, right? And when it comes to their pains, you gotta really understand that there's not only like, oh fuck, like this doesn't work, this doesn't that, right? But there's also emotion, right, tied with it. Like certain products would make you feel this way, or in the gain side, like it might make you feel better because of how you look, bring your status, right? So there's a lot of levels to it. And I mean, I know in our program we get a lot of like UX design training, so I know we can understand that. But so it's just technically just getting to know very well your demographic, and that's about it. And just use rewards that are specifically targeted to your demographic. And it's not even manipulating, it's just giving your customer what they want, well, in that case it was manipulating. So I guess okay, anyway, that was an interesting example, Leo. Thank you for that. And
business
for him,
everything's transferable. Business and life. I think there's no distinction between what you do in life and how you conduct your business. Although there is that difference on paper on how you conduct stuff, and there's that expectation culturally about how you conduct stuff, and societal expectations on that, but the mindset going into how to succeed in business and how to succeed in life. The same.
Sure.
But
all right, well, let's see if we can tackle those goals
this year. We can get it.
Yes, sir. Anyway, for sure. And we're gonna be doing again one episode a year, I almost said. One episode a month. And one of the goals that I do want is to get our own equipment. Right now we rented from school, but it would be sick if we can get our own equipment. But that only
sponsor us.
That only comes if you guys send us some money.
If you got donations, here's my
PayPal. Anyway, well, thank you for watching, and until the
next time, and goodbye to you all. Bye-bye.